All right, so this video is serving as a public service announcement to any healthcare professional who prescribes your clients or your patients appetite suppressants or some kind of bizarre seizure medication or whatever that is to suppress their appetite so they lose weight, and also a PSA for people, you out there, who might be considering some of these medical methods to stop things like binge eating, overeating, weight gain, and so forth. So a little nervous to share this and go here, but it's been on my heart, and I see so many women who come off these medications struggling and fighting and worse off than they started with. So I wanted to just give my opinion based on all the women I've helped and how these medicines have wreaked havoc in my own life as well. All right, so before I really go into anything, I need to give a little disclaimer, and I'm not just saying this disclaimer to cover my butt. I do actually believe this. So I'm talking to you through a camera. While I've helped a lot of people and also helped myself, I don't know your specific medical conditions. I don't know your medical history. I don't know your mental health history. I don't know who you've worked with, right? And so at the end of the day, I want you to follow and take the advice of people who know you, know your blood test, know you, right? Don't take my advice over the advice of your doctor or healthcare professional. Also, don't hear this video and come off medication without talking to someone and being supervised first, right? Make the decision that's in your highest and best for your health. This video is not telling you what to do if you are a patient or whatever that is. This is a video just talking about my personal experience and what I see, and also a video to practitioners who are out there who might think that they are helping their clients by putting them on these things, but they don't actually see the long-term effects outside of that quick little 15-minute session, or sit down you have with your patient. So here's the thing, when we're talking appetite suppressants, right? The first one that comes to my mind is phentermine. I was put on phentermine when I was 19 years old. It jacked my body up so much. In my opinion, it's a legal form of speed at best. It's an amphetamine. There's other drugs out there, drugs for anti-seizure stuff, even when people aren't having seizures, drugs that affect your neurotransmitters, serotonin, and so forth, that, that also suppress appetite. And this is what's being given to patients that are diagnosed with binge eating disorder. And from what I've seen, these drugs are a Band-Aid at the very best. And then here's the side effects and repercussions of some of these drugs being prescribed. So one, it's false hope for the patient, right? It's the initial burst of energy that comes from taking an amphetamine, even something like Adderall, right? It's the initial burst of energy, the initial burst of mental clarity, the initial burst of actual freedom from consuming food thoughts for just 1 second. From a client who's literally, or a patient who's literally woken up every morning in such deep suffering, they take this pill and they get this massive glimpse of hope, because there is kind of that exciting first week or two where it feels like it really works. And then what happens is, as they go on, they eat less and less food. On the surface, this seems exciting. It seems like what they want. But eventually their brain and body go into a survival mode that has them do things like think about food more, get more cravings, feel out of control with food. And they have this rebound from the restriction that the drug causes, right? And so that they were so excited, they thought this was it, and then all of a sudden these things start coming back, and that rebound literally knocks their knees out from under them. And it hurts. Like when you feel like you're that close to freedom and you just get wiped out by some of these symptoms coming back, it is so difficult, right? It hurts so much. And so band-aiding a patient's mental health and serious condition that they need to break out of with this false hope is not supportive. It is harmful, right? Harmful mentally, emotionally, and physically. Physically for a number of reasons, but from what I've seen from all the women I've worked with and myself is the intense stress response and anxiety these medicines produce in our systems, right? You're taking a woman or man, most likely, who's probably got some issues going on with their endocrine system, their hormonal system, their adrenal system, their gut, all of these things because they've been killing their body with binge and emotional eating and restriction, right? And you're putting them on something that elicits a stress response in their body that exacerbates anxiety, exacerbates that fast-paced, never-stopping thing that is keeping them in their struggle in the first place. So much that's at the root of binge and emotional eating is an inability to be with oneself, to feel emotions, to sit and be. And when you're giving someone a pill that completely takes them out of their body and puts them on overdrive, it takes them into the stress response more, that causes long-term weight loss to be difficult, that trains them to be in overdrive constantly. And then they get, I don't want to use the word addicted, but you get to where your body starts building up a resilience to the strength. And so that cool, like 1-2 weeks, a month of excitement, low appetite, energy, mental clarity starts going away. And then the come down happens, right? The anxiety happens. The depressive mood fluctuation happens. The irritability happens. The heart rate stuff happens. All of these things happen, and then you're at a crossroads. This person's at a crossroads. Do I increase my medication that's causing these issues, but kind of helping some of my symptoms of binge eating, or do I stop? And right there, I see so many women stop, and then they are left crashed, anxious, exhausted, no progress whatsoever, in this survival mode that has them binge eat more and have these out of control cravings. And it is a disgusting cycle that I don't know how I could possibly stop it other than educating on what truly happens. There is so much more than putting a temporary neurotransmitter block or a temporary hit of speed in someone's system to get them to stop binge eating. So much of binge eating is caused from restriction. So much of binge eating is caused from the body being in a survival mode from intense dieting, that if you're putting someone on medicine to suppress your appetite, you're encouraging them to do the very thing that's causing their binge eating. That is not cool. It is, maybe cool in your bubble where you don't see anything else that happens in your life. It might be cool from the drug reps who compensate very well for prescribing their medication, but it's not cool in these women's lives and how and the long-term effects in their lives and the lives of their family. Like, I don't know if you've ever been around a woman who's not eating, on speed, irritable, and feels terrible about herself. How does she show up for her kids? How does she show up for her family? How does she show up for her life? This stuff is wreaking havoc way beyond just a little Band-Aid to stop cravings for a minute. So I urge you, if you are a practitioner, by the way, this isn't actually a knock on you. I did kind of say that not so nice comment about the compensation from the drug companies. So I hope that didn't negate all the empowering stuff that I am saying. But I know that you went into medicine to help people. I know that if you prescribe this, you probably think it is helping, but I hope this video shined light on what actually happens. And if you're not a doctor, if you're a person who feels like they're in such a low place where the only option is getting on a medication to stop binge and emotional eating, then I urge you to make sure before you take that step, or at least even if you're on it while you're taking that step, to look beyond the diet industry, look beyond just therapy, look beyond conventional methods, and get the support that you truly need to break free from this for good. Not short-term results, not curbing a craving and an urge for a week or two, lasting freedom where you don't ever have an urge to binge again. You feel empowered with your food, you feel good in your body, things feel easy. So I hope this was helpful. I hope I didn't make too many people mad. I hope I opened a few eyes. And if you do need support, as usual, there's all kinds of goodies in the description or in the link below this video, free trainings to support you in finding freedom and ease with your food. And honestly, and I say this genuinely, if you are a practitioner and don't know about all of these things, like, that's okay. Reach out. We are more than happy to support you and guide you in really what happens for someone when they're struggling with binge and emotional eating, so these conventional methods don't set them up for failure. So hope you like this video. If you like it, click like, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. I definitely keep it real here, and I will see you in next week's video.